What's up, YouTube? Got yet another project. I picked up this 1979 Jeep CJ5. Got it fairly cheap. It's got the bikini top with it, but pretty much everything is covered in Bondo. It had a snorkel apparently, and so there's a little electric fan in there, but as you can see there's no Jeep because that's all Bondo. The hood, of course, flew up one time, smacked the windshield. This side, once again, has no Jeep because that's all Bondo. This panel down the side is all covered with Bondo. Around the back, I mean, this is a Florida vehicle for you, I guess. Of course, it's got center lines, just like every Jeep. But it is a CJ, so, and apparently this one was not, didn't have the tailgate option. However, this has like a piece of stainless or something, panels on each side, because that was probably all rusty, and now it's covered in Bondo. I took the windshield off. Number one thing was the condition of the windshield. Obviously it was cracked and it's all hazy. The guy that I bought it from said that the previous owner forgot to latch the hood. It flew up, smacked the windshield, broke it, and put those dents in the hood. And I asked him how long he had it. He said he's had it for 9 years. So he's been driving this thing for 9 years with a busted windshield and it all foggy. So as you can see, the bottom edge is just nothing but putty, Bondo. It's all rusted out underneath, just like the part is up here. As you can see, it's all nasty. Dash is decent. I mean, I could replace it. Probably wouldn't hurt. Somebody cut out the speaker grills, so I probably wouldn't mind changing that just to make it better. I've already taken the time to pull out the speedometer and paint the needles and everything. And then I even wired up the fuel and temp gauges, but they didn't work, so the guy already had these in there, so I went ahead and wired those back in. I've gotten all the pull knobs and everything working, and believe it or not, the blower fan actually works. So these seats are just junkyard seats, and the guy built a bracket for it. It's the 4.2 inline 6. So like I said, I redid the speedometer, and if you notice, the needles are nice and orange because before they were all faded out and white and nasty. Well, lucky for me, Art Deco nail polish. This is I don't even know, LA Colors, some sort of orange. Anyway, my daughter had this and she didn't like it. Well, guess what? It's the exact same color as the needles, so I kept it and it works great. First things first, the windshield. This is the Rock Auto windshield frame. I think it retailed for about 70 bucks, 75 bucks for the windshield, and then the frame was about $90 altogether with shipping and everything. There was like $70 shipping on just the windshield frame alone. What I can tell is, if you can see, the holes don't line up. This is a Taiwan special. The one that you might get might be better, but the side holes line up fine. I was able to get 3 of the 4 bolts on this side because that hole lines up good enough. That one's a little off. I'm not really worried about that one. All 4 side holes line up, but these are the worst too. Like, there's no way I'm getting bolts in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to drill out the welds, move that plate down, and re-weld it, and hopefully that'll work. Okay, I got the initial hole drilled through the middle. I started out smaller with the, I think I went with an 11/64 bit, so I don't think that really matters. And then just to get the center, and now I'm going with a 1/4 inch bit and drilling out a little bit bigger. Hopefully I can get the whole weld with that. These are just spot welds. I do have an actual weld drilling bit for drilling out spot welds, but that is unfortunately in storage within my toolbox. So. can see what I'm doing? Oh yeah. Turn up the torque a little bit. Alright, got them all drilled out. I didn't go all the way through with the bigger bit, because I basically just want to get the outside sheet metal. So, now from the looks of things, it doesn't look like that one even, the line even caught that one out with that weld. I don't even know where the lines go, honestly. Okay. Who wants to make fun of the smart guy? As you can see, this plate moves. Now it moves. It didn't move before. These are not drilled out. I was going to say, you know what? Usually something like that, the hole should be I mean, it's like putting a hood on. The holes, you know, are adjustable. That's why the hole's so big on the outside. These are too, but for some reason they were just really stiff earlier. So now they actually move. Now that I've kind of messed with it, and like these ones barely move. They're super stiff. So it wasn't just me. Those just weren't moving earlier, but now they do. So I'm going to weld my holes back up and roll on with this. Who wants to watch me weld? I think my wired feed could be a little bit faster. So I think I got all the holes, and leave the rest of that up to some high build primer. So should be good. They send this thing with big foam pads on each corner, which is fantastic. Keeps it from getting dented. However, there was a dent there. I kind of straightened it out. This was basically this whole piece right across here was buckled. So this was popped up and this was pushed in. So this metal's super thin, just crappy, but it should work. Anyway, got all the glue taken off. Now I just got to basically scuffer and then wipe it down and get it ready to shoot some primer. Piece of advice. Please, for the love of God, wear gloves. Okay, you see that guy? I don't know if you can see it right there. So right there at the edge of my thumb, about base of my finger. That's a slice from when I first opened this thing up. And I didn't even realize it until later on when I went to work that night that I had that. It didn't bleed though. This one I got earlier today. And then just now, right at the top edge there, I laid myself open. It definitely hurts. I'm going to go clean it up real good, put a Band-Aid on it, and then get back to work with gloves on. All sanded down, scuffed up, ready to go. Time to wipe it down. There it is. Duplicolor grease and wax remover. Wipe it down, then it'll be ready to shoot. The paint that I'm going with is going to be this basically Chrysler blue, intense blue pearl. Now, compared to the windshield bracket that was on there, it's a little bit lighter, actually in the light. On camera it looks almost identical, but in person the bracket looks darker. The GM blue was a little bit lighter than this one. Now, you know, that's considering if it comes out the same as the lid, but we'll see. So this is from O'Reilly's, and hopefully it turns out. I'm going to have to get another can. For some reason, I was like, oh yeah, one can will be enough. I don't think it's going to be, especially for multiple coats. Listen to all my frogs and toads. So I just got done shooting the primer on the windshield frame. I got it just hanging in the backyard because this is the tallest area I have to hang it. That's kind of outdoors. It's like 100% humidity today, so it's going to take a while for this to dry. Hopefully I can get some paint shot on it today, because I would really like to finish this up this weekend, but it is Sunday and I got to work tonight. Hanging it from a hoe. Okay then, tack coat is on. From here it looks pretty light. It's a light primer obviously, and this is just a light coat. Hopefully the more I get on there thicker, it'll darken up, but yeah, this is considerably lighter than what the Jeep is, so yeah, if it doesn't match perfect, oh well. The whole thing needs paint anyway, but I was hoping to be a little bit closer than this. Maybe it will. Okay, what do you think? She's all done, with the blue anyway. 2 full cans. So let this sit out here and cure. Thank goodness the sun came out, so it's taking away some of that humidity. And the breeze picked up a little bit, so it should dry fairly quick. I'm trying to decide if I want to throw clear on it. What do y'all think? No, looks nice though. Decided to go ahead and clear it. I have my Rust-Oleum lacquer, which is usually my go-to, but I'm just about out. I've only got about that much in there, so that's not going to do the trick. I was looking around, and I have this Krylon Crystal Clear. I'm going to try using this one. It's acrylic paint. Says it's for outdoor use. Dries in 12 minutes. I picked this up at a estate sale with just a box of primers and paints and stuff. So this will be my first time using this one. Hopefully it works pretty good. I'll throw this on there and then go in and watch some more Musty tear around on his mini bike, jumping it in the neighbor's yard. Alright, well, the windshield frame is done. I have my new windshield here. I have the new seal. So I'm just going to have to throw that together real quick and then see if I can get the windshield put in the new frame. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put the seal around the windshield. Now, old guy that I knew in San Antonio helped me put the windshield in my Volkswagen, and he went around the edge of the seal with some soap, just some bar soap. He used Dove, and that just kind of helped the seal slide into place without binding any place. I'm using a good old bar soap from the Oregon Soap Shop in Oregon, Illinois. I'm not sure which one this is, but it smells fantastic. But it's got just a good kind of slippery nature to it. So I'm going to go around the edge, both sides, and so my seal will pop in there nice and flat and go easy, because I do not want to break this. So I'm just going to go around the edge real quick and get it ready to go. There we go. That should get us started. By the way, like I said, Oregon Soap Shop, you can order that stuff online. It smells fantastic. Guys, if you have a pretty little girl, something like that you're trying to buy a gift for, they love soap, especially good smelling soap. And it's all organic, made with essential oils and all that stuff that they love. My wife loves that stuff. We give it in gift baskets, and it's very thoughtful, and they love that. So, it's a little tip for you. I'm going to go ahead and slide this thing on there and get that going. Well, it's all the way around. It's in the groove, ready to go. Now, I left this corner till last because it is a little more recessed. This is the top corner. obviously because of the tag where it's showing this should be the top right corner of the windshield. It is a little tight in this corner. When I got down to there, once again, if you use the soap, it'll help the seal kind of slide to where you need it to go. And because it is rubber, it could bunch in some areas and cause you to come up a little short. You know, the rubber will come right across about here. If that's the case, if you're not comfortable pulling it and stretching it over the edge, undo one of your long edges and pull it around, because it goes on real easy, like you just saw me doing, especially once you get it started. Pull it off and pull it a little bit tighter and go around the edge so you have a little more slack. I pulled it all the way over the edge and then worked it back up on, kind of working the edges towards the corner, and eventually it just kind of popped on. So it's a little scary, but trust me, if you're very careful, you're gentle, you're not putting a lot of force on it, it should go. The rubber will stretch, and like I said before, the soap helps it kind of slide to where you need the extra slack at. Okay, I saw a few forums where there was one individual in particular that said, which way does the seal go on? And I actually had that problem when I first got this too, because there's really no edges to it. There's really not much to tell you which side is the inside, which side is the outside, which side goes towards the glass, whatever the case may be. Well, if you look at the seal, there's two big, I mean, it's basically kind of rounded, and it's got a big thick groove cut in right in the middle. It goes right through the middle of the channel. That's the part that goes on the windshield. So the windshield is actually squeezed in between two big thick pieces of rubber. On the inside, so this is the outside of the windshield, this will be facing, you know, the outside of the vehicle. On the inside, if you look at it, so it'll come down and then there's this little thin groove right here. This is basically just kind of collects water. Right below that is another super deep channel. See that? How it opens up nice and wide? This is the part that you will actually flex over the windshield frame itself, and this part will be on the inside of your vehicle, or of the windshield frame when you're all done. Outside, this goes inside. Got it? Alright, I got the rope laid into the seam, so basically where the seam is going to lay over the edge of the frame. And so for rope, also I pulled the laces out of my boots because that's really all I got. I have some electrical cord out there, but I don't think it's long enough. I need something kind of thinner, and this is a little slick. And it wasn't actually long enough to go all the way around, so I used two of them, pulled them out of both boots. So I got them hanging out the top, and I got them hanging out the bottom. I ran them this here, I overlapped them, so this one goes all the way around this side and comes out over there, and this one right here overlaps and runs all the way around that side and comes out over there, because you always want to cross them over so you don't have that extra little lip right at the end. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little bit of my soap and I'm going to just rub it all the way around the edge, so when I go to pull this edge in, it doesn't catch, because this, believe it or not, will actually tear the rubber, and you don't want to get any holes in that because this is your seal. So I'm going to put a little bit of soap on it, and especially in the corners, because that's where it gets kind of tough, and get this nice and basically lubricated so it'll slide into the channel. My Jeep's going to smell fantastic putting all the soap on here. Okay, since I'm doing this by myself, I got it upside down. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this on these chairs, and then attempt to lay underneath it is enough to kind of pull it down as I'm going around the edge, because like I said, this is the first time I'm going to be doing this by myself. So we'll give it a shot and see how it works. Make sure you all laugh when this thing falls off and hits me in the face. You know what? I'm putting on some safety glasses, just in case something breaks. Alright, safety first. Okay, I'm coming down to the corner, so I'm going to be real careful when I come around this corner that I don't tear it, because I've seen them tearing these corners before. Going around like a champ. Need a little handle or something on my string. Help pull it. Don't be afraid to kind of work the string a little bit, kind of get your seal going the way you want it, because if you just tug on it real hard, you're going to tear something, you're going to break something, so just be careful. Right there started to peel just a little bit, so I have to be careful. I'm going to turn around. It says a little more difficult trying to pull it with my left hand. It's still sore from my surgery. Alright, I'm going to keep working on that and show you when I'm done. Alright, okay, so the whole bottom edge is in, all the way down to this end. The passenger side looks good. Driver's side, I've got the rope pulled, so the rubber is actually down over the edge of the seal. All it's got to do is kind of pop in. However, as you can see from up here, it's still got to slide all the way down in, because this should be flush, basically like the bottom edge is. This side is just about there. I just got to push it down a little bit more. Like I said, the seal's in. I think what I'm going to end up doing is probably getting the seal all the way seated, like kind of flipped over the lip, so it's ready to just kind of drop in. And then I might go around it with something else, because obviously soap isn't going to get down in there, but maybe something else like some lightweight oil or something, just to get that sucker to just seat down in there. Hopefully this fits. So let me finish pulling this in. Like I said, just got just a few more inches to get it all the way in the channel, and then I'll show you what it looks like out here on my deck. So what I ended up doing, it was really that edge just would not sit down in there. So I had it face up with the edge kind of popped up, and I ran dish soap just all the way around the edge on the outside. Let it sit there face up for a while, let that dish soap kind of run down inside. And I brought it out here because I don't want to put it on my floor. Brought it out here on the deck. I know it's pretty level. Set it down there face down, and now I'm just kind of putting just light pressure. Yeah, I'm using my foot, I know. But just kind of going around, and I'll lift it up and check it and see where my high spots are. And just some light pressure and pushing it down. I was trying to do it by hand. That wasn't working. I need a little more weight. So just putting my foot on it. And as you can see, look at that. It's almost all the way in. I just got one little spot down here on the edge, but all the rest of the way around, it's all seated in there. So I'm going to keep pushing right here. Just this one spot's just kind of giving me a little trouble. So hopefully I can get in there. Man, if this thing splits, I'm putting it in anyway. I don't care. It's still better than the windshield I got. But yeah, I'm going to just continue to work this little edge right here, and get her seated. This is a little crystal blue persuasion. Alright. Alright, it's in. It's looking good. Along the bottom, that's soap running down. That is not paint. But it's in. Man, you know, really, honestly, overall, it wasn't that bad. I would do it again, no problem. Maybe with some help, but like I said, it was not horrible. Lessons learned. Okay, number one. Roping that thing in. God, wear some gloves. Oh my God, my hand is freaking raw. The thing it's sore. It's burning. Number two, my clear coat. I knew my Rust-Oleum lacquer would be the way to go. This clear coat that I put on here, the other one, just did not do the trick. I'm not happy with the way the clear coat came out, but at least it does have clear. It's still, I mean, it looks like a satin finish almost. I'd rather have the gloss finish, but you know what? The rest of the paint on the Jeep sucks anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. Thirdly, nothing else really. A little bit maybe better prep work. The towel I used, or the cloth I used to wipe it down, was basically lint free, but not perfectly, and all the little rough edges. Once again, wear gloves with this the entire process, because those little edges were razor sharp, and now they got little bits of fiber stuck in them from that towel, and they got painted over. Guess what? I don't care. You know, the paint is still covering it. Those little fibers will blow off and stuff, especially when I wash it. But like I said, it's done. It's ready to go in. I don't have the wiper motor ready to go, but that'll come along later. I was able to rebuild it and get it working. But, you know, right now I can throw a windshield on and I'll have clear windshield, something to see out of. For now, I'm just going to tape up the holes for the windshield wipers, because I'm not going to put them on, and that'll just keep the moisture out. But then again, it's a Jeep. It's completely open. I don't care. There's the old windshield. Obviously, it's got a big crack in it. I got the new windshield. The reason the old windshield cracked is because I guess the first owner or whatever didn't latch these, and the spring is broke on that, so it's got nothing, which inevitably sent the hood up, put the big, windshield dent in the Jeep hood like you see on all of them. So I'm going to attempt to knock this sucker out. Alright, hopefully this angle isn't too bad for you. I know I'm backlit, I'm sorry about that. You probably can't even see the top of my head. So I'm going to put a 2x4 behind it for a flat surface. I'm going to knock it out from this side. This is that big flat hammer that I got from estate sale. Works pretty good for a body hammer. I mean, what's the worst I'm going to do? Mess it up more? So I can do this with my messed up wrist. That's better. Need a smaller block of wood, that's the problem. I'll leave that for now until I cut this down. Yeah, there we go. It's looking a lot flatter. Obviously the paint chips kind of really set it off still, but it's looking a lot flatter. I hate just looking out and seeing these dents in the hood. The hood prop, it's another thing I had to fix. Basically it was just laying over here on top of the radiator, right in this area, and the hood wasn't able to really latch very good because of that was laying up there. So I grabbed a piece of metal, bent it to shape, and stuck that on there with a weld. Now that lays right in there real nice. Don't have to worry about it falling out. Threw a little primer on there to keep it from rusting. This is actually the bottom of a sending unit for a fuel tank. Just cut it off, but it's nice metal. It's thick, it's strong. But I was able to bend it. Real easy to put in there. Little bits at a time. She's coming together. There we go. All back in. Yeah, no, I need to get a new seal. Kind of thought about that after the fact. I should have ordered it actually last week, but I was busy doing other stuff, so didn't get around to it. So I'll get a new seal. Don't worry, I can put that in later. Real easy, but yep, she's in, nice and sturdy. Still have to put the wiper motor back in. I have to take the guts, the rods, and everything out of the other one, and really just swap over a lot of parts. But that's it. Windshield's in. Thanks for watching.